feel like I'm low.
If you turn yourself up, then.
Is this me?
No, I'm one. You're two. Yep. You're going backwards.
Test. Hello. I think that's good.
Yeah. You just gotta
Okay.
speak up a little bit more.
Yeah, true.
You can't be afraid. Like, if you yell, like, I can always turn it down.
Yeah, true. I feel like I'm either not loud enough or way
Too
too
quiet.
loud.
Yeah, it's kind of. Well, once you get used to it, you'll be
True.
fine. We got everything we need.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Got the topics.
Yeah, I got the topics. Thirsty or anything? You need anything?
No. I like this case, but like...
It's too thin.
No, it's just like, I feel like it's not oily, but like...
There's like a film kind of.
Kinda. I don't know. It was $6.
Huh.
I like it though.
As long
It's
as you
clear.
like it.
I wanted it clear.
As long as you like it. I might go a little out of order. So,
that's cool.
I might start off with 2, then go to 3, and then end at 1 because I feel like 1 is the big.
Haven't really heard the 2 one, but I think I know where that's going.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure you've seen it.
I feel like I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about anyways.
All right. I feel like we're missing something.
I think it's just because the living room is fucking clean as hell. Like, abnormally clean.
I think it's Danny.
Well, yeah.
But I gotta make sure I plug everything.
Are you going to cut this part out?
Nah,
Nah.
just keep it in. Yeah, all right. Whenever you're ready.
Do you want something to drink? I'm surprised you don't have something next to you.
Also off alcohol for a little bit.
How long?
We'll see.
Interesting.
I want to see. I want at least a month.
Good for you. It's not easy.
Yeah, trying. Yeah, I know I can do it. I've done it before. It's just like it's annoying because I like alcohol.
Of course.
Gym's open up the 18th, right?
Well, he's gonna do another conference before then, so it's not like a given. But I fucking hope so.
Or at least like open up like just gyms.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about restaurants and bars. I
No.
truly don't. Like, it's also winter and I don't care. It would be different if it was summer, but like I would. Oh my god, I think I need to turn mine down.
Yeah, you gotta turn that down.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would rather just have gyms on so then I can get ready for summer. Like.
Yeah, I got in a routine of going to the gym every day, and I want to keep that up.
Right? That shit is great.
I lost 15 and gained it all back.
I think I did. I lost my, like, week. Well, I did 2 solid weeks. Gym and then home workouts. Honestly, like a week and a half. But, yeah. I'm thinking about getting the $22 Planet Fitness membership.
So you can go wherever.
Yeah. Get, like, those nice massage. I don't know.
Well, all right, let's run it.
All right. It's 5:45 and it feels like it's midnight.
Welcome back to the podcast you know and love every Wednesday called I Am Not a Fuckboy. I am your host, Trey Smooth, a.k.a. Mr. Fuck Your Girl, gave it back to you with crabs. Usually my boy, can you turn me down a little bit? My boy Danny is with us, but still got some stuff going on, so he should be back next week, hopefully. If not, we're just going to keep rocking. But make sure you follow him on Danny_E_Flores on Instagram. Send him some love. Ask him where he's at, and then send him dick pics. He loves that shit. So filling in for Danny, we have our executive producer, Emily Smith.
Yes.
Say hello.
Hello.
So fucking awkward.
Yes.
before we get started, I wanted to plug. We were last week too, but I've got to push this out a little bit more. We are on all streaming platforms.
Even iTunes.
Except iTunes. Way to bury the lead on that one. iTunes is just being such a bitch.
Have they just not respond?
They're just like, fuck you guys.
Ugh.
So that's what I've been pushing every day. So we'll see. But I'm still on Google Play. We're on Pandora.
Shit.
You even listen to Pandora. We're on iHeartRadio.
That's cool. iHeartRadio.
You can find us pretty much anywhere. Always on Spotify because Spotify fucks with us, and Stitcher, Anchor, all that good shit. So yeah, just stream wherever. You don't have to specifically have Spotify. Just trying to be a little bit more accessible to the people. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Audios get posted on Wednesdays. Videos get posted on Fridays. And then follow us on Instagram at I'm Not a Fuckboy Podcast. Exactly how it sounds. If you can't spell, I should be worried. But jumping right into it. How are you?
I'm all right.
Same. Kind of been a tough week.
Yeah, tough month for sure.
I've realized that I'm going through this whole like emotional awakening, is what I'm calling it to myself. So I'm like crying like every other fucking day or like every fucking day. It's just like, it's honestly like, it's good because I'm healing, but at the same time it's like fucking annoying. Like I don't feel like being sad for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Or like for the rest of the day. So it's definitely interesting. If you guys don't do this, I would honestly suggest like talking to a therapist or a psychiatrist. Psychiatrists just seem to be a little bit pushy when it comes to, because they make money off of how much drugs they prescribe.
Well, that I didn't know.
And what specific drugs.
That's fucked up.
So that's why therapy. I feel like therapy is a little bit better than going to like a psychiatrist, or a therapist is better because they can't prescribe anything. And they just seem like they care a little bit more. They're not doing it because they have to meet a quota. And they just, it's their job. They get paid a lot of money to talk to you about your problems.
I think there's some therapists out there who are probably like wanting the quota or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But like the ones I've had and the one I have now, nah. I think it's nice too because the one I have is like, I want to say maybe 6 years older than me or so.
I think mine is about like, she might be like early 30s.
Yeah.
But she's in my age group, and like when I say like references, like especially to my like, generally she usually gets them, or like I'll say like shit about Trump.
Fuck him.
Yeah, and she'll share the same sentiment. So it's just like,
yeah, I feel like most therapists would feel that same way.
Mm-hmm.
You would hope.
Because she's her most of the people in her practice, it's owned by a black woman.
Yes.
And most of them are people of color. She's like the only white girl. I'll never tell her this, but I wanted to see the black girl, but like, because I feel like it'll relate a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But she seems to be cool. Like, she understands, like, she has a understanding of my culture and stuff like that. It's not like, so she's good.
So you don't feel like you have to like explain what you're already explaining?
I think it'll just be, it has been a little bit different to express like cultural stereotypes instilled in black people.
As in you addressing it, or her?
Me, because I don't know, like I I don't know these are a problem until like she understands them, but like it's not. I have to say it first rather than her just like knowing, like, hey, this sounds like that, instead of, because I have to give her a lot of context because she's not.
Is that frustrating for you? Would you rather have someone who does?
I mean, it could be easier, but like, I don't want it to be easier.
Understand.
I don't want, and I like her style. So she doesn't tell me what to do. She's more like, I'm gonna give you the tools. You kind of
That's good.
go, yeah. And she always makes me think about the role that I play into things, which is the biggest advice that I can ever give anybody. Is like, instead of seeing yourself as a victim, be a little bit more introspective and be like, yo, what role did I partake in this situation? Mm-hmm. Even if you feel like you are on the side that is wrong, what did you contribute to the situation? So she does. She helps me with that, and then she's just like, I think she's good. She's good for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's nice having like a therapist who you just click with and not having to go from therapist to therapist, because that shit is draining.
It's fucking annoying as hell. So, yeah.
Which reminds me, I need to write a note about my switching up a therapy thing. Anyways, but continue.
Yeah, I've had like more therapy sessions in the last like. I kind of like doing one in the beginning and one at the end of the week, but I just don't want to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
So, moving right along. Just gonna jump into our first fucking topic. So, you've probably seen this shit on TikTok, but I kind of wanted to dive in a little bit deeper and like, I'm just gonna pose a question and then we go off of there. So, okay. Say, for example, a woman is at a party.
Yeah.
She's obviously had too much to drink. She's very drunk. And a sober dude has sex with her. Mm-hmm. Is that, you would say she got raped, correct?
I mean, if she said no, yeah.
She was so, like, she's not, like...
Is she passed out and he had sex with her? Is she conscious at all?
She's too inebriated to give full consent.
That's really on the fine line. I think it really, in that situation, really depends on how that person feels.
Understandable.
And a lot can happen, too, in that moment. Like, it can go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Exactly. I would lean on the side of, like, if you don't get, like...
Consent,
like it's different if both of them were drunk and they just had sex. That's not like neither of you guys consent. Shit just happened.
Yeah.
But you were stone cold sober. You kind of went out of your way to.
It seems a little
predatory.
Yeah. Now, if it's not like a hard yes for sex, like
yeah,
no.
Let's flip those. Say a dude's at a party. He's like fucking wasted out his mind, and a sober girl has sex with him. Is that technically rape?
I mean, it's the same thing. It's just not as talked about.
Exactly. So a lot of women were like, no, that's not rape.
That's just like saying a man killing a woman and then a woman killing a man. You know?
Yeah, like it's kind of like we don't talk about. In today's society, men cannot be victims, and it's very frustrating.
In terms of rape?
In terms of anything, like we're rarely ever seen as a victim. Look at Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp lost, like he had a huge career setback. Because a woman alleged he was abusing her. And when it comes to find out, she was the one abusing him.
Yeah. I get what you're saying with that. I mean, definitely in like the whole like rape, sexual assault aspect, like for sure, like, and a part of that though is also there's not enough statistics because men don't come forward either. Because
and this is my point. I'm gonna let you finish when I just make this really quick. We don't come forward because in society we're never going to be seen as a victim. Like there's this I forgot the dude's name, but it was in Denver, Colorado. He got sexually assaulted. A woman drugged him, raped him, and he went to the police, and the police laughed in his face.
I believe that.
And said that's not rape, and then told him to leave.
It's like the whole like if a male teacher is with a woman student, but men like it's like
glorified.
yeah.
When it's the opposite, like way around, and like that's the stereotypes. Those are the lines we need to break in our society now. Like instead of just being like cut and dry, like or like let's be real. Like a lot of shit used to be geared towards men.
What specifically?
So like when they were signing the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, they were only thinking about men. Back in those times where like
specifically white men,
yes, definitely. They weren't thinking about women, even women's suffrage. They weren't thinking about women of color.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the whole what's her?
Susan B. Anthony.
I was about to say Casey Anthony.
Oh, she's a bitch too.
But yeah, Susan B. Anthony is not a hero.
And it's always funny how when white people retell stories, they kind of tend to forget about the shit that they've done in the past and like erase their sins and shit like that. That's an
understatement.
But they love talking about how Nat Turner killed a bunch of white people, which I'm all for. I'd love to.
Oh my God.
What? I'm not gonna say that, but you know what I mean. But like back to like. A lot of shit has been geared towards men, like the male patriarchy. If you want to be with the feminists, which I think feminism is just so much fucked up about it. But that's a topic for another time.
You should talk about that like with your therapist. I'm just curious. Like I know she's a woman. I'm not saying she's gonna be like super biased, but I'm like super curious. Like,
I like honestly, if she didn't know all of my deepest, darkest secrets, I'd be friends with her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I could like see that like with my therapist too. It's funny. Like I don't know if your therapist said this either. And there's like the whole like privacy, confidentiality or whatever.
HIPAA laws.
The first like meeting, she's like just going over logistics, right? And she's like, just so you know, like you can totally say hi to me, like if you see me out and about, but you have to initiate that first. If I saw you, like I couldn't first say to you hello.
She did not tell me. I did not know that.
Well, I don't know if it's different, but she was just like, if you saw me and said hi, then we could totally have a conversation. But if I said hi to you first, like that would not be allowed, because if I want to keep that part of my life like secretive and separative and not want everyone to know, and specifically who my therapist is, if she called me out,
that like would be against HIPAA
it could cause it could cause a lot of issues too, depending on your situation.
Interesting.
Like if you're in like your family, if your family doesn't know
you're in therapy,
yeah, and they don't want it, like that could be a safety concern. It's very interesting. But when she said that, I was like, oh, I've never like really heard that before. But yeah, no, like I totally understand that. Yeah, I'd say hi still.
Yeah, what the fuck were we talking about? Oh, you wanted me to talk about feminism.
I mean, I would just be, I don't know. Or just like, I feel like you should have more like open or dialogue. Just talking with like not just women, and not just women that are feminists, but people who are feminists, male or female or non-binary. Be inclusive. And then like get perspective with people who have the same like views on you, and just try and I don't know.
I think my problem with feminism isn't feminism as a whole. I'm like I consider
the concept of it.
I consider myself a feminist. Like I want I'm all for the advancement of women, especially black women. Mm-hmm. My problem with it is white feminists. White women who take this narrative that they are oppressed and like it's always down with the male patriarchy, the white male patriarchy, but when it's time to fight for other feminists of color, they're silent as fuck.
Yeah, that's like one of the issues with white feminists is I mean I agree with what you're saying. It's like it only matters to them, or a lot of them, if it affects them. So if it just like solely affected,
turn yourself down just a little bit.
Oh my god. Yeah. Whoops. Like if it solely like just affected black women, it would be a completely different story. Like yeah, like it's sad.
It's super sad, and like it's always these these lines that have to be drawn in the sand with our society. Like, oh, you're a woman, I'm a woman. Like, let's fight for women, but like, I'm only gonna fight for what I want. Fuck about what you want. Like, it's kind of like it's just fucked up. So yeah, I don't have a problem with feminists. The bitches that I call feminazis are usually white women who pretend like their life is so fucking hard because the rankings go white men, white women. These hoes is number 2, and they like no other race or even gender weaponizes themselves more than white women. You got like look at like Emmett Till. He got killed allegedly. Yeah, he didn't even do it. She came on her deathbed and said for whistling at a white woman.
Yeah, that shit is messed up. Like
another example, Sean fucking Oakman. Do you remember Sean Oakman?
The Baylor player.
He was what? Mm-hmm. He's 6'9".
He was supposed to like literally be a top 10 draft pick, or at least
he was going to go like top 5.
Yeah, and then that woman
ruined this man's life.
Falsely accused him of rape.
Because she wanted to, because she can.
That is so like mind blowing to me. It's just like, and I'm fully for if someone lies about like rape,
they should.
You better get the same exact penalty. The as same, that person
but it's never like that. It's never like that. Like if that man was facing like years, bro.
Exactly, and it's just like I don't get how you can live with yourself with ruining someone's life.
Because she did it all for money.
Sad.
She wanted to. She thought because he was gonna go to the league. That he was gonna once he got into the league, he was gonna pay her hush money and milk that man until he had nothing. And he was like, "No, I didn't do this. I'm gonna fight for my life." And then
I don't even know how. Yeah, like how the fuck did that all get resolved? I know the end result, but like.
So I don't know how it all got resolved. You should probably Google it. But like I know for a fact that I don't think he went to jail, or he might have went to jail. I'm not 100% sure. But like I know for a fact that she's not in prison, and she's paying no fines.
Found not guilty.
All right, let's read this. Why don't you read it because you're looking at it and I can't see that far.
Central Texas jury on Thursday found a former Baylor University player not guilty of raping another student in 2016. Okay, let's see. So they acquitted him of sexual assault. The woman who says she was raped testified earlier that she'd been drinking and was intoxicated when Oakman assaulted her. She said she told Oakman that she wanted to leave his duplex that night, but he wouldn't allow it. Oakman's attorneys told jurors that the two wanted to be together that night and that they had consensual sex. I was like, what the fuck is bad consensual sex? Oakman's family,
I mean, there's no such thing.
and friends had huddled in prayer during the deliberations and screamed in glee when the verdict was read.
All right, scroll down to the end. Or is that it?
Baylor has had issues though, before Sean Oakman.
Yeah. I want to see the result.
I know it didn't really say.
Last June.
What?
Like go down where it says the word last June.
Yeah, there wasn't enough evidence to proceed to trial for either player for reported November.
I don't know. Let's just move on.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a sad story.
Found unguilty, so not guilty.
Yeah, and that's one of the times where that shit pans out. And
the one of the few. It's just I don't know.
And it's like so fucked. Like it took this woman until her deathbed to be like, oh, by the way, the shit that I said back when I was a teenager was wrong.
But I do want to say and point out that like there are millions of people, men and women, or non-binary people who like the victims, they don't get justice for what happened too. So
there's sometimes
a lot of that.
The system isn't always fair,
especially when it's handled on like universities. universities do not know
They
how to handle that shit at all.
it's always either cover up hush money or like shit like that. Like they're not like there's plenty of professors who have tenure who have been accused of sexual assault multiple times, and just because this person has tenure, they cannot be fired for that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if you rape someone.
Unless you are convicted of a felony.
Okay.
It has to be something outside of the university. Like if this man got a DUI and they would, even if he got a DUI and killed somebody and or like did manslaughter, it's a gray area. I don't think he can get fired for that. But like the tenure is like a get out of jail free card. Like it's just pretty much just immunity. It's
That's
like
shitty. It's
so fucked up. But yeah, a lot of people on the internet were just like, yeah, no, that dude didn't get raped. Like you can't rape a man. A man can't get raped because he's so much stronger than that.
Shit.
But like,
what is? But also like when you think about it, it's like, what is a man supposed to do? He, like in some ways, like if he tries to defend himself,
that's
he's a little tricky.
Like
I don't know.
Either like then that's why men don't like.
I don't know. I've seen some girls plastered who are very aggressive.
Women don't understand like you put men in a very uncomfortable situation when you're drunk as fuck and you're like trying to get with somebody, even if you find them attractive and you're like all over them and like
if they're trying to get you off, then you need like
and like you can't like.
Not that someone should punch that woman.
I'm all for beating bitches the fuck up.
Okay, until like you get convicted of that shit and it ruins your life.
And that's the point of feminism. Like I want you to be able, if you hit me or you are invading my personal, if that was a dude and like he was invading my space and just being all up in me, like I have the right to defend myself.
Yeah, but it still does get tricky, even like with men versus men.
Because honestly, it's only because she is a female that like it's automatically like no questions asked. Like it's only tricky because we're two dudes and like dudes can fight. Dudes are allowed to fight other dudes. Women are allowed to fight other women. But
if you could still get charged with assault, it is different than hitting a woman. But if you break anyone's bones, if they have serious injuries, then that adds time.
But I'm saying it's not always as cut. Like when it's a woman, it's cut and dry.
Yeah.
You assaulted her, you're going to jail. When it's a dude, it's like, all right, now all these questions come in. What is like? When it's a dude, I lost my train of thought. When it's a dude, it's just like, yeah, did you break any bones? Was there weapons involved? All that shit. Because like our system is taught, especially like when it comes to white women, that women are just like these dainty, frail, helpless damsels in distress that need to be protected at all time. When all actuality, sometimes like I would say 70% of the time, women are the aggressors.
Interesting. I don't know.
I've been in multiple situations where a woman has legitimately put her hands on me. And I had to just sit there and take that. Because if I lay a finger on her, it's straight to jail, and I can't do that. Like it's just not allowed for me to so like that's my fight against feminism. Like I want things to be equal in the system. I want equal pay. I want equal status. I also want to punch a bitch in the face if she is coming on too strong and she hits me. Like I can uppercut her like it's fucking Mike Tyson fucking Punch Out, bro. Like I should be able to do those things because in my eyes, it doesn't matter if you are an opposite sex to me. Like it shouldn't matter about sex, and when it comes to just about anything, it should be are you like who you are as a person rather than your sex as an outlier. And that's my point. And I'm sticking to it. So you can fight me on that shit. I am what's right with feminism.
Okay.
All right, moving on. I think this is gonna be like about all double standards because
Nice.
I love double standards and I love exposing and seeing people's different viewpoints. So I asked you this question earlier this week,
Yes.
and I wanna expand on it. So the question is, if you are marrying a man
Oh man.
and he did not like your best friend because she's a terrible person, and yeah, they just don't like each other, and you guys
So
are.
there's nothing specific.
Well, I mean, I can't give. I mean, I can speak in my experience. Like, I've been in a relationship where I didn't like a girl's best friend.
I think you're on Siri.
Yeah, yeah. That bitch is just typing away.
I'm like,
That shit was transcribing this entire since I started that segment too.
That's hilarious.
Fuck yeah. So yeah, I can speak for myself, but let me pose the question first. So they did like each other, and you guys are getting married. And I asked, what would you do if he said she wasn't allowed at your wedding or y'all's wedding?
I mean, my first instinct is to just like be petty in a sense. Just be like, ask a rhetorical question, like, okay, so like I don't want to invite this important person in your life or something. But I mean, what I would actually do is like sit down and have a conversation with my fiance and be like, all right, why do you feel this way? And also, I feel like you probably would know before you get engaged to someone that, or at least before you get engaged to someone, if someone likes your best friend or not, and how that could possibly affect like a wedding or something, like as in them getting invited to the wedding or not. In a way, I feel like. But I definitely feel like a conversation has to be had, and you got to go from there. I think that's really like the beginning that you have to do. But like, I think it's very situational based. Like, I mean, if their best friend like killed your a family member, well, obviously, but like, I don't know because it's like I feel like the person, your fiance, also has to put him or herself in your shoes as well, and be like, okay, how would I feel if I was in this situation too? Personally, it would be really hard for me not to have my best friend at my wedding, and it would be like hard for my fiance not to get along with my best friend.
I think it's. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's very cut and dry for me. And you can't like we can have a conversation about it, but like ultimately, like it's not just your wedding, it's not just your day.
True.
It is your best friend. But if I, as the groom, am not feeling comfortable with having a person there who, say for example, actively doesn't want us to, like in the past has said like, I don't think you should be with this person. I don't think he's work. I don't like him. Nothing he can do can make me like him. Shit like that. It's kind of just like, well, why would I want this person to help celebrate the love that we have for each other when the whole time in the back of her mind she's gonna be praying that this shit doesn't work out, especially if she's given a fucking toast, if she's your maid of honor or in your bridal party, like
That's different.
that's like, all right, so you're just sitting up here lying. What are you gonna like? There's no like.
I get what you're saying.
It's like me saying, let me invite my ex to our celebration of love because she was a big part of my life.
I think it's a little different.
It's not. It's two people. People are the same. Like just because the relationship is a little bit different doesn't mean the feelings still aren't there. Would you be comfortable if your groom invited his ex to your guys' wedding?
No, but that would be different than their best friend. I feel like you can't compare the two.
You're putting you're putting different like you're giving special treatment to certain people. Like if my like flat out question, are you marrying your best friend?
Yeah.
The person that your groom does, like, are you marrying them?
Oh, the one. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking.
Yeah, no, I get it. But no, are you marrying that person?
No.
So why do you care more about making them comfortable? Or
It's not about the. Honestly, I feel like there's three people who are involved in this situation, and obviously you're not going to make either one of them happy with whatever decision you make. So why don't you try and make the best decision you think? I don't know.
So but by making that decision, by that example, you are choosing you're kind of being a little selfish and choosing somebody else over your husband. Like
that's a little dramatic.
It's not. It's not dramatic.
That's how you're seeing it.
Because that's how it is. You are saying
you are saying that
can I finish?
Okay.
You're saying that having this person here means more to me than my husband's comfortability at our wedding. I'm not saying like maybe I'm speaking in extremes, but you are choosing your comfortability over his, when in all actuality you are marrying this person for a reason. Like if I am a groom and I'm not comfortable, I'm gonna feel some type of way, and you're starting off that marriage on the wrong foot because you can't go one day without your best friend who probably has been in your life for a long time. Like, yeah, if that ruins, or like if that shakes up you guys' relationship, then maybe it wasn't meant to be. Like, if, say for example, my wife or my fiance didn't want my best man, who was going to be Brandon. I've already established that. Shout out to my cousin Brandon. I might have Brianna as a groom's lady. I feel like that would be dope. Have her in a suit.
Pantsuits are awesome.
Ooh, yeah, pantsuits are lit. I feel like she'd kill it too. If my wife was like, look, we don't get along, I don't want him at our wedding. Like, yeah, I'm gonna put myself in her shoes and like really try to be like, look, try to have a conversation with her. That's the part that I agree with. Like, have that conversation, try to see what's the side. But ultimately, if this isn't something that you're comfortable with at the end of the day.
But if you don't even like the person's best friend, why don't you just don't pay that person the time of day at your wedding? It's not their wedding, it's your wedding. Your focus should be on your fiance, and your fiance her focus should be on you. Like, it's not anyone else's day.
But you got to think about this. This is her best friend. So even though this is our day, she's still going to be a part of that. And if I don't want her to be a part of a memory that I want to have for the rest of my life, I should be entitled to feel that way. And it's not as simple as out of sight. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to think about you on the day that I want to think about for the rest of my life. I don't want that negative person to be associated with a positive thing. And that's very simple to me. It's just like, it's like, because I'm pretty sure your best friend is probably going to be your maid of honor. This is the person.
No.
This is the person that's going to be in all of our pictures.
Couple best friends.
This is the person that's going to be all in the pictures. This is going to be the person that's giving toast. This is going to be the person planning your bachelor party or your bachelorette party. Like, she's going to be a part of this huge first step in our marriage, and I don't like her. Like, if you didn't like if my wife didn't like my mom, and my mom was actively causing drama, she's out of there. Yeah. Because I'm not marrying my mom, and if that hurts my relationship with my mother, so fucking be it. If she can't put aside her petty differences and say like, all right, I want to see you get married, even though I don't like her. But like, if you're gonna be a dick about it, don't come. I'll say that to any family member, because like I'm not marrying them. They're not important to me at that time. I'm trying to pronounce my love to the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I don't want any distractions. I don't want any negative connotations. I don't want any Debbie Downers who are in the back sulking. Just,
this is why I lean towards eloping.
And that's fine, but I want a big wedding.
I mean, I do though. Then I always think about that though too.
I want to be the center of attention. I want to be like, yo, look at this nigga. He looks fly as fuck in that suit. Like, I want to do the whole first dance.
Yeah. Okay. When I think about like that shit, yeah.
I want those things like because it means something to me. This like I want everybody to, because you got to think about it. A wedding is a celebration of love.
Yeah.
If not everybody's celebrating that love, it's just bad luck. It feels like bad luck.
That.
So yeah, like if you care more about having your best friend there than the comfortability of the person that you supposedly love and want to spend the rest of your life with, that's a sign right there. That's a little bit like a.
It could also be a sign that, in the opposite way.
It could be.
I don't know.
I think it's just like kind of, it's very situational.
Oh, for sure.
But if I was in that situation,
just go to all three of you can go to therapy.
No, ugh. I've been in relationships where I didn't like the girls. There's no talking that shit out. Once it gets past like y'all can't be cordial anymore, there's no repairing that relationship, because this is not somebody I've built a relationship first. This is somebody I'm meeting through a mutual friend. It's so easy to cut ties with them.
Understandable.
I've been in the situation where like I'm not gonna be rude to you. But I'm also not gonna go on my way to say hi to you. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how's your day? Tell me about this. No, I'm not doing that, because you don't like me and I don't like you. If you see me in the street, I'm gonna walk right past you. If you see me in the street with my girl and she stops to talk to you, I'm gonna say hi, and then I'm going to draw my attention to something completely different, because I don't want to be a part of anything you're a part of. And you might find that petty, but like that fundamentally, like there's something so fake about sitting there and knowing that I don't like you and you don't like me and we have our differences.
I get that, but there definitely is some like pettiness in it, but I understand the fakeness part of it.
Yeah, like in my situation, I never said, I never went as hard as she did. The best friend. I never went as hard as being like, yeah, I don't think you guys should ever be friends ever again. I've said like maybe she's a bad friend, or maybe she is like kind of selfish and she only wants to talk about herself and shit like that, or like, but I've never been like, yeah, never talk to her like or get angry when like she's brought up in passing.
And how do you think that makes that person feel though? The middleman. Not the friend, not the significant other, but the other person in the relationship.
You just said the significant other.
Not the friend, not the significant other.
Not the boyfriend or girlfriend. Okay.
So not you in this situation.
Not me in this situation.
Not the friend in this situation, but you're like.
You. And this is just my opinion. I think it honestly shouldn't matter if me and her best friend are friends.
I don't think that matters. No.
Can you please speak into the mic?
I don't think that matters. No.
But like you got to understand who.
But when, and it goes for both sides. When you hear your best friend saying those things, it doesn't make you feel good. And when you hear your like significant other, like say those things, like doesn't make you feel good either. It's like not a win-win situation.
Yeah, but like it in my situation is a tad bit different, because I'm not actively like being mean to her. I'm not like stalking her on social network, calling her fat or anything, or just being actively mean to her. And if honestly, if you would have asked me like 2 months ago, I would have been like, yeah, let her come. I wouldn't have been happy about it. But like it's too much of a friction there, because like let's be real. If say for example she's getting married and you're like my girlfriend is let's use you, like your best friend's getting married, you're her maid of honor, and you got a significant other, a boyfriend, and I was that person, I'm not going. You can go have fun at your best friend's wedding. Like, that's fine. Don't make me no mind. I'm not gonna, because I wouldn't want to sully that memory by having somebody I don't like at my wedding, and that's just me.
Fair.
Moving on for the last and final topic. We talked about that for a long ass time. It's very interesting to get your opinions about shit.
Likewise.
This is a very interesting topic. So I was on TikTok, and this black woman, was interviewing another black woman, and she asked the question, "Can you be pro-black and date outside your race?" And before we get into the conversation, I want you to Google the definition of pro-black.
All right. How about you're gonna ask for my opinion? And I'm like, no, I have no stake in this.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I know.
I don't want to get you canceled.
Why? What would I say that would get me canceled?
I mean, it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. You don't have a horse in this, or you don't have a.
I have no like experience.
Dog in this fight.
Yeah.
But so white. Can you read the definition, white lady?
Not the. Should we do the Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, Urban Dictionary is usually.
I never know if.
I mean, as long as it's not
thing is gonna.
As long as it's not about dicks, I think it's fine.
Oh wow, this actually
actual
like
definition.
Dope.
So read it all out, please.
Which?
Oh, can you speak into the mic too?
Which part? The top part?
Yeah, the bottom part usually is a definition or example of the.
Pro-black is a lifestyle that encourages the economic growth and development of the black people as a whole, with a purpose of increasing the wealth and population of black people around the world. Whether it be spending money with black-owned business in your communities or online, promoting black love or love for black people, and encouraging black youth, is its sole purpose to keep uplifting black people in America to be proud in the same time.
So so the question, she on the TikTok, she basically says like, no, you can't. She said it in a very nice, polite way. She's like,
she did, yeah.
But what really fucked me up about it was the comments. So a dude was like, respectfully, I disagree. Like, and I agree with him. Like, you could be pro-black, I feel like, and date outside your race. Like, and the comments were like, no race mixing, shit like that. Like, you can't. It was like a lot of derogatory language, and like, it just felt like a cycle of abuse. Have you ever known like the cycle of abuse?
I don't know.
So, say for example, I'm a kid, I get abused.
Oh, then they become an abuser.
And I feel like that's what it is. Like because this is just how white people thought back in the day. Like, fuck niggas. Like, you can't, no race mixing. Like, if a girl
people
was
still think that
people,
today, yeah, unfortunately.
But like, it was very heavy and like very like, yo, this is what it should be like. This is how we should have the world, because we are far superior. And now that black people are coming into the knowledge that, yo, like, honestly, we are the better race. America has made us the better race by stealing our culture, by proving us time to time that they are terrified of us being powerful, knowledgeable, shit like that. The white man is very threatened by the fact that me as a black man can articulate and know what the fuck he's talking about and somehow have money at the same time. Like, they don't want that shit. They want to further suppress so they can uplift themselves. But what I've also noticed is white people don't like other white people, but that's another that's another topic for another time. But I just think and I'm gonna see if I can go through the comments really quick. But like, my thoughts about it is, bro, like, that shit, it just sounds like racism as a whole. And like, I get it. Like, I would be okay with the TikTok if there wasn't a lot of like hatred towards other black people. How is that being pro-black if you are like, just disagree?
Yeah.
Just all you gotta do is disagree. Just be like, you know what? I feel like I say no to what's your point, but I still respect you as a black person, as a black king, a black queen. Like, you're still great. And like, there was people who were saying like, I don't date inside my race because all of my trauma has been from black men. And they were like, well, you gotta get over that shit. You can't let that sully black men. And it was just like, okay, so we're not allowed to have a preference based on trauma. We're not allowed to date outside of race regardless of anything now. Like, so it's just like kind of putting us into this box. Like, we're trying to force a stereotype on ourselves. Like, I mean, I think black love is beautiful. If you want to marry a black person, do that shit. I feel like y'all make great fucking looking children. Like, and it further populates the earth with kids that look like me and people that look like me and people think like me, and keeps our culture alive. But like, if that's not what I want for my life, I shouldn't be shamed. I shouldn't be like called a coon. I shouldn't be like look lesser as a man because I don't want to date somebody that looks like my mother, in a sense. And not that I'm saying I don't love my mom, but like, I don't want to. To me, it just feels a little icky because you know that statistic or like that ideology that like people date their parents because that's what they are. That's what the type of person that they are. Like, that's what the example of love that you've shown is your parents. So a woman would date her father, and
I never get that really.
To me that fucked me up. So I tried to steer as far as away.
Same with like the whole like you imitate your parents like relationship.
Oh no, you act exactly like your parents.
Not their relationship.
Not their relationship. No, their relationship is their own.
Relationship's very interesting.
Can you speak into the mic, please? God damn it.
Sorry. My mom went skydiving.
Yeah.
Her life is cooler than mine. It's fine. But yeah, no, back to what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't have anything to say on the topic, really. It's not my place to say.
Understandable. Kudos for you being a white person, not sticking your nose in black people's business.
Listening.
Mm-hmm. It's you know, it's free to mind your own fucking business, and a lot of people don't take that advice.
True.
It's very free. So yeah, like I just think it just rubbed me the wrong way. And the dude in the comments that like he had like 2,000 replies.
Damn.
I was about to exaggerate. I was going to say 45,000, but that, excuse me. Apparently the people don't like it when I burp into the mic.
Oh.
Yeah, Alex had Alex had a problem with that, so fuck her.
Wow.
No, I love her. Like he had a lot of comments, and like I would have been like, he was being very respectful. He said respectfully, I disagree. That's it. That's all he said. Mm-hmm. And it was just like death threat. Damn. You ain't shit, coon. Niggas can't ever like appreciate a black queen. And you know what's
chill on the death threat.
You know what's funny?
To anything really, but
black men are always torn down for dating outside of their race, but when a black woman does it, it's fuck yeah, go girl. The whole like back in like 2015, it was like stop fucking with Jamal and get you with Jacob. Like that was a trend on Black Twitter. Oh, it was just like fuck black love. Like go get you somebody that, because like
for the record, anyone named Jacob is very terrible. 10 out of 10.
I've never met a good Jacob.
They're like, give me like serial killer vibes.
It's a very like anybody named after like biblical. It just gives me like.
Oh, I didn't even think about Jacob being a biblical name.
Yeah, Jacob is like.
I guess I need to do more Bible study.
Fuck the Bible.
Wow.
I
wouldn't go that far.
I honestly. You know what? We got time. We got 6 minutes. Let's dive into this. Yeah, fuck the Bible. Love God. I have my own type of relationship with my Lord and Savior. But the Bible, fucked up.
It is very, especially the Old Testament. Honestly, the whole thing, yes, but I can't say the words. The Bible. I feel like it's a bad omen.
No, I think a lot more people should. Me and my cousin were having this conversation. He brought up a very good point. A lot more people should start challenging shit instead of just having blind faith into something. I think that's idiotic as fuck. That's how you end up in a cult. That's how you end up being a Mormon. No. That's how you end up believing in Trump. Like that's like because you don't.
69% battery. Nice.
Get over it.
Can't.
Like that's how you just like. So we have to challenge shit. The Bible is a bunch of books written by different people who had different perspectives in a time we don't even live in now. So, and then when it got translated, white people put in shit to further like align with their ideology. So you know how they say homosexuality is a sin? Mm-hmm. Not the case. Pedophilia is the sin. That's what they were talking about.
Interesting.
But you see how when German people translated the Bible, and like the Catholic Church translated the Bible, they left that part out and replaced it with homosexuality. There's no word for homosexuality in the Bible. The whole Sodom and Gomorrah, city of Sodom, that was a bunch of older men having sex with younger kids and mostly younger little boys. And that's the secret that the Catholic Church has been having for a long fucking time. So yeah, I can with whole heart say I believe in God and I love God and I have faith that there is a higher purpose, a higher power, but I can also say fuck the Bible. And that is just on my kind of Christianity.
I respect it.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know where I am with religion.
It's very tough. Religion is one of those things that's like polarizing as fuck. Either you believe it or you don't. And I think as a society, we should get to a point where like we can have conversations about like.
I feel like I'm spiritual and I believe that there is a higher power. I just don't.
As long as you're not one of those crystal toting fucking.
Oh, no. I believe that there's a higher power. I don't know what is there.
Yeah, I swear to God, if I hear another bitch on fucking Twitter, Instagram saying like I gotta charge my crystal because mercury is in Gatorade.
Effect.
Yeah, like.
But whatever, if it works for you, it works for you. But don't advertise it as something to cure cancer.
I think the problem with religion is the force. Like we have to force people to think like how I do.
Like what is that religion where you can't do blood transfusions?
Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah. That shit,
niggas,
like a simple procedure
that could save your life.
Dead.
Can't do it.
Like what?
Can't do it.
You're saying your God wants you? Oh my God.
Like how would? It just sounds stupid. It sounds idiotic, and you sound stupid believing in shit like that. So yeah, religion is just very polarizing. I think. You shouldn't force people to be religious, like
especially because a lot of religious people are hypocrites.
As fuck. Can you please talk into the mic? Or
sorry.
Or it moves. Move it back.
I know.
Oh my God. Yeah, a lot of religious people are hypocrites, and the whole like movement of like converting people, like Christians still do that shit to today, like. They
Scientology.
They like wrote it in so like you're doing God's duty if you turn people into a Christian when it just seems like ugh.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like culty. But that was actually the perfect last topic to get us to where I wanted to be. So we go ahead and wrap it up. If you like what you heard, make sure you follow us on Instagram. Like I said earlier, look out on YouTube for the videos, which will be dropping Fridays now. And then hit me up on Instagram at TraySmooth84. TraySmooth is spelled TRAYSMOOVE84. Yeah, just hit me up on Instagram. Send me topics. Send me hate mail, death threats. All press is good press to me. If you want to follow my boy Danny, send him some love. Danny_E_Flores. He's a very handsome man. How I know people are attractive is I wouldn't mind being them.
Oh, okay.
How
I
a
thought I was
dude.
gonna go in a totally different
No, yeah.
direction.
How I know a dude's attractive is like, it's not jealousy. It's just like
David Beckham.
I'll let that man do shit to me that is illegal in a lot of states.
Oh my.
And I say that wholeheartedly. He's just a handsome man.
You would let him stick his finger up your butt?
Finger?
Why
Why stop there?
stop there? The whole fist.
Just get it up in there. I want my stomach to turn into an alien.
Ew.
Too far?
Yeah.
Ah, come on.
Gross.
There's all right, we're gonna get over time, but like, there's a porn.
There is no time.
There is no time limit. I like to keep it to an hour.
I know.
There's this porn star called. She scarred me for life. Her name is Hot Kinky Joe, and most of her shit is mostly anal stuff, and it's just like extreme anal.
That makes me like want to clench.
And like she shoved shit way far up her asshole.
Her colon is
Ruined, and it just goes up to her stomach.
Oh my!
And like
God.
you could see it like moving.
Speaking of porn stars, did you hear the news with who was the rapper? Lil Baby?
Little baby, little pump.
Who's the one that's in a relationship with someone named Jada?
Google it.
Hold on. Anyways, he paid a porn star $16,000 for sex. I know who the porn star is too. Not personally.
Oh, this is the chick you follow on Twitter that has the podcast? The porn star.
That's Raquel Savage, which she actually posts a lot of very educational information. I like legit, honestly, like follow her. It's not just like buy my OnlyFans. It's like really cool stuff. But I have definitely seen. I'm like that name sounds very familiar. I know who you are. Kind of. It's funny.
Okay.
But anyways, what?
You're terrible at telling stories.
What did you want me to add?
I wanted to know these people, who these people are.
Hold on. Yes.
Lil Baby?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Brandon's favorite rapper.
Yes.
Hold up real quick.
Yes, and her name is Jada. Why? What?
He's probably not going. Oh, yeah, he is. Hey, son. So Lil Baby out here paying porn stars to fuck him?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
How you feel about that?
Not just any porn star. I mean,
Who's the porn star?
Her name's
Miss London?
Yes. With a 0, not an O.
Okay, I need visuals. I can't just.
She's
By the way, you're on the podcast. But
oh, that's fine. I mean, she's like
is she fine? Like,
she's like Pinky in 2020.
ooh, I thought that was Ash Cash.
She's probably raking in probably 100K.
Mm-hmm.
North of 100K a year on OnlyFans.
Honestly, interesting. I gotta see who she looks
Hold
like.
on.
I don't think he paid 16K. That's just people running with the rumor. She said that he paid 6K for it, which seems around the price for it.
Pussy's worth 6K though. I feel like that's super low.
I think this is how you spell. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, but you got to think, sex work is really work. I mean,
Yeah, it's a job, yeah.
6K a day for doing what is gonna take 30 minutes, if that.
If that.
Really good, you got paid 6K for what, a 10-minute show.
10 minutes, nigga. You think I'm lasting 10 minutes, my nigga, and some pussy? You getting a good quick 5 out of me.
So it's actually 6K pretty steep if you ask me.
I don't know.
Money like Lil Baby, I mean, you definitely gonna throw 16K at it.
Yeah.
Shut her mouth. The other 10K was just for her to shut up, and she couldn't do that.
That is a very valid point. All right.
Gotta sign those NDAs, man.
I think Brandon's gonna become our like hood correspondent. I'm just gonna call him when I like need understanding on like ratchet shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Here says,
All right, dog.
Damn.
All right, man.
Peace.
Frozen. Okay, hold on.
I actually like that idea. I'm just gonna keep that. You're still trying to find. You are the worst executive producer ever.
Hold on.
Okay, it's okay.
I'm frustrated.
Understandable. If you like what you see, make sure you go to all streaming platforms. No, I'm not like what you see, like what you hear. Streaming platforms. Streams of this podcast, like, share, all that good shit. We will see you next Wednesday. Peace.
This is bothering me.